Hakuna Matata! And we are Anna, Molly, Linda, and Kenny. Nowadays, many people are gradually concerning about the issue of same-sex. And are they the same as normal people? Should they have the same right with other people? Can they marry with each other, or even should they have the formal law position? Now I want to talk about the change of how people think about same-sexual couples. In the past times, many people think they are weird, not fit in tradition, and abnormal. But now, many people think same-sexual couples are common, fit in trend, and normal. We can see the data is that more than half people oppose same-sexual couples in the past time, and just 25% people support them. But now, more than half people support same-sexual couples, and just 37% people oppose them. This is a very, very big change of how Taiwan people think about same-sexual couples. So I want to talk about why people support same-sexual marriage. There are two main reasons why people support them. One is they think everyone should have the same equal right. And the second is everyone has the freedom to love and to be loved. But what problems do same-sexual couples face in Taiwan? The main problem is the law of same-sexual marriage, because they don't have a legal position of spouse or family, so they cannot make up a family. And second, they don't have common property. So if one dies, the other one cannot accept the property from the died one. Third is they can't raise a child together. So you can see is that even though many people support same-sexual couples, but actually they don't have many legal position and right.
And then we'll know about the marital rights and obligation in Taiwan. First, we'll talk about the rights. You can see a pile of money. The major right in our marriage is all about the money. The two major rights in marriage is the spouse inheritance rights and the right to claim for distribution of the remainder of the property. That is 剩余财产请求分配. And it is based on the statutory regimes, which is the common and legal marital property system in Taiwan. If the property can be proved to be owned by husband or wife, it should be presumed that the husband and wife own together. That is called community property. And we'll talk about the spouse inheritance right first. That is the different portion for the different order for the inheritors. And we will talk about example to explain to you. If the living spouse can have the equal portion with the first order, that is your children. So the spouse can have 1/3 of the legacy with the every children. But if you don't have children or your children is already dead before your spouse is dead, the living spouse can have the half of the legacy, and the rest of one will separate it through the second order. That is the spouse parent. So does the third order, that is your siblings. So if you have 5 siblings, they can only get 1/10 of the legacy. Unfortunately, you don't have children, or your parent is dead, or you don't have any siblings, the living spouse can get 2/3 of the legacy, and the living spouse, the dead spouse, grandparent only can get 1/3 legacy. And we'll talk about the right to claim for distribution of the remainder of the property. That means after the termination of marriage, you have the right to claim for half of the community property because you contributed to the property you gain or you earn in the marriage. So of course, you have the right to ask for it. And we gave this right for people because they dedicate themselves to running a family or maintain a marriage. Even they keep the obligations of the marriage. So they should have this right and they deserve it. But the same couple, they do the same thing as a wife or a husband, but they don't have any rights because they are not legally united. And next one, we'll talk about the rights and the obligations in marriage.
So the combination of two people not only create rights, but it also create obligations such as duties to support spouse, and it's called maintenance obligation, and the obligation of adoption or the fidelity to spouse. And now I'm going to show the difficulties same-sex couples face in the absence of the law of marriage by introducing how maintenance obligation and adoption system works in Taiwan. So first is maintenance obligation. In Chinese, it's called 抚养义务. It's one of the obligations in marriage, and our civil law gives such obligations like cares or money supports between a wife and a husband. So if same-sex couples is not the main body in the marriage, they don't have to take responsibilities to their relationship. So if one deserts the other one, it won't be denounced on the law either. Next is the application of adoption. In accordance with Taiwan Civil Law Article 1075, one person cannot be adopted simultaneously by more than one people, but except the adoption done together by a wife and a husband. What does this provision mean? It means that law allows a man or a woman adopt children respectively. And it also allows a husband and a wife adopt children together. But in the condition of two men or two women wanted to adopt children together, only one person can adopt that child legally. Only one person can be the child's father or mother. But the love same-sex couples give to the child is same as the love normal family gives. But same-sex couples have the unequal status of right on the adoption. So same-sex couples are not the main body in a marriage. It's the reason caused the foregoing situation. So what is the true meaning of marriage? Within our civil law, marriage is the combination of rights and obligations. Since same-sex couples fight for the protection of their relationship and fight for the right for their love. At the same time, there are some obligations imposed on same-sex couples while we still oppose their marriage. And furthermore, the law cannot prohibit the actual combination of homosexuals, but the absence of a proper law in marriage for such people will cause conflicts. And actually, the appearance of law is mostly for solving the problems brought in our society. And now, same-sex couples have the unequal status in the rights of marriage or in the rights bring after marriage. What we should do now is modifying our law, and what we shouldn't do is ignoring such conflicts or even crush such conflicts by our existing regulations. And that's the main point our group wants to convey to audience. Though there's still some arguments on same-sex marriage, but the application of regulation for such people is needed. And that's the main reason why our group supports same-sex marriage. And now let's move on to Kenny, to the conclusion of our presentation.
Okay, thank you, Linda. So, to sum up, today we only discussed one thing, that is whether the homosexual should be treated equally like heterosexual on law. And we further divide it into two different parts. The first part is obligation, which including fidelity, duties for supporting the mass, and the adoption. And for the second part, we mentioned that the homosexual, and for the second part, we mentioned the rights that the homosexual should have. And these rights include spouse inheritance and also the remaining property claims. But back to the essence of our issue. Why just our legislative regulate such law? Of course, there are many complicated reasons such as religions or traditional values. But I want to remind you that everyone does has the right to pursue their own love and also the proof of the love. All men are created equal, as United States Declaration of Independence says. We are endowed by our creators with unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. The pursuit of happiness, we should not have any reason to prevent the homosexual from pursuing their happiness. Not even a little bit. And at last, I have a little request. We don't want you guys to protest on the street right now or become gay after this presentation. Instead, we want you guys to remember that all men are created equal. If you don't agree with them, that's okay, because it's your opinion. But please be respectful for them, because they're just as the same as us, only in a unique way. Thank you.